Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Beck and welcome to the summer edition of Buena Park Today, the city's news and activity guide, where you'll find information on all sorts of events and news happening around town. On this edition of Buena Park Today, going green with your landscaping is the trend and the new norm. Find out ways on what you can do to improve your lawns. For our next story, find out what City Council is doing to address the homeless issue in our community with the Bright Paths program. All that and more coming up right here on Buena Park Today, so stay tuned. Out with the green lawns. In with the eco-brown lawns, also known as the new norm. Traditional water-hungry yards may have once been the norm, but now sustainable landscapes have become the new normal. When Governor Brown declared mandatory water restrictions in 2015, for the first time in California's history, people had to come up with creative ways to conserve water, including changing landscapes. Mike Rizzo, Buena Park's utilities manager, explains why it's important for people to start thinking about converting to what many are considering the new normal for California landscapes. Mike, tell us about the new norm term and how it applies to the current situation of landscapes.
So what we're really trying to capture with the idea of the new norm, it's a change in our thought process, it's a change in our thinking. For where we were a couple years ago to where we hope to go to get to and where we hope to stay. I like to relate it back to the idea of recycling. Back in the 90s when we used to just throw everything away, and all of a sudden there was an idea that changed that. We started saving our plastic bottles, our newspapers, and recycling. So it's, as far as irrigation, outdoor water use, smart water use in California, the idea that a new norm is just really trying to capture where we hope to maintain after responding to these severe drought years, the last 4 years of almost no water in California.
So in terms of sustainable landscaping, how does this apply and what are some ideas?
So it's really every drop counts, right? We want to save every bit we can. We want to use it smart. We want to use it efficiently. There's ideas like rainwater harvesting, permeable pavement that comes in. There's smart or California-friendly landscaping. When you do decide to do some landscape improvements in your home or in your business, we try to put in California-friendly planting, low-use planting, use mulch, different things that when it does rain, we get to capture that. And then what we do indoors, low-efficiency toilets, sprinklers, drip irrigation, those type of things, every drop counts. We get what we get, and we try to use that as efficiently as we can.
And we're actually standing in front of some sustainable landscapes here at City Hall. There's 3 of them, actually. Which one is the most California-ish?
Well, it's everybody's own opinion, I guess, and what they like. Our city manager's office and our Department of Park and Rec did a great job. There's 3 examples here at City Hall with different looks. There's a deserty look, really kind of mixed up. If you have some ideas, you want to get some ideas on what you can do at your own home, they're free. They're here to get some information. You can also talk to our community development and our Public Works Department, and they can steer you in the right direction.
And going back to making home improvements, I know a lot of people, residents, worry about cost. And can you share with us some of the inexpensive ways?
Sure. There's a lot of great options. Right now there's rebates out there, so I would recommend you talk to your local city. Go to the ocwatersmart.com website and see what kind of rebates are out there. I also recommend phasing it in. We don't want to do the whole front, backyard, side yards. If you're going to replace a small portion or a garden, when you go to make that improvement, you do it in small steps. You also work locally. You'll save a little bit of money on your water bill. You can return and put a little bit more landscape in and kind of phase it in over time.
Now, if people wanted to find out more information, as well as I know the county provide classes, where can they go?
Sure. The city has actually hosted a couple classes ourselves, a rainwater harvesting workshop. We've trying to get some interest in a California-friendly landscape class. There's also great resources throughout the whole county. Municipal Water District of Orange County has a website, ocwatersmart.com. The city has our own website, buenapark.com/conservation. You can find more information, local classes, lots of information on rebates and water saving tips.
And if they wanted to talk to somebody, phone number?
714-562-3655.
Great. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you.
For more information on upcoming California-friendly landscaping classes, the Phase 2 water shortage, and helpful water-saving tips, please visit buenapark.com/water conservation. Homelessness has become an increasing issue in Buena Park, and earlier this year, the City Council approved the Bright Paths program, a comprehensive plan to help the homeless graduate from the street and into permanent housing. Mayor Pro Tem Elizabeth Swift and Councilmember Virginia Vaughn were appointed to serve on the newly created Homelessness Ad Hoc Committee. They discussed the program goals and encouraged the community's involvement. So, Beth, as a mayor pro tem and longtime Buena Park resident, there's been an increase amount of homelessness in the community. Can you please tell us about the general overview of the program?
It's called Bright Paths, and it involves creating solutions for our homeless neighbors. We want to be compassionate. We do want to set some limits, though, because we have a lot of people, residents who are calling and complaining, even about this very corner on which we're standing. And so we need to protect everybody's rights here. But we have businesses that say homeless individuals are using their bushes as restrooms, and we can't have that. And also in the parks, same issue. And anyway, we want to create a safe environment for everybody. And we also know that it's very unhealthy for people to be out on the street for long periods of time, and both crime-wise or just the elements that they're experienced to. So we have hired two consultants, Dr. Robert Marbut from San Antonio, Texas, who's worked on homeless issues for more than 30 years. He advises us on best practices. And then another group called CityNet. They are other consultants who help us know what programs are available to help homeless individuals or families be involved in or get to graduate from the street. We don't want them to stay here. It's not safe. It's not healthy. And so between those two consultants, we are hoping to reduce that population out on the street, find places and programs if they need drug abuse programs. CityNet knows about all those. If they need transitional housing, CityNet will help us find that. And so our whole vision is to reduce the homeless population, and at the same time, the Orange County government is putting together a homeless shelter in Anaheim, and Anaheim and Fullerton are contributing toward that. We also are going to contribute monetarily towards that. But the truth is there's only 200 beds available when that is completed, and it'll probably be a year to complete it. So we need to do something now as much as we can. And so that's the Bright Paths. And we're working with, as I say, consultants who will advise us on best practices.
You mentioned people calling about the homeless community as well as businesses calling the city about it. Has that been the biggest challenge for the city?
Well, we do
Are there other challenges?
We do want to respect everybody's rights. And when people see these poor people out on the street, it breaks your heart. It really breaks your heart. I actually have a homeless nephew in the city of Santa Ana. I don't want him to be there. He is an alcoholic, and I would love for somebody to find a program for him and somehow convince him to go into that. So when I see a homeless individual, I envision my nephew. What could I do to help this person? And so that's part of my response. I take it as a personal challenge.
And I know with this program there's many goals that you guys have set forth. Can you explain to us more about those goals, Virginia?
Sure. Well, our number one goal is to make safety and quality of life for everybody better in our city. And our council stands strong with this as far as looking at what we can do with businesses. On July 7th, we'll be meeting with businesses to discuss some of the enabling things they do and help them learn the policies and ordinances that we can help them with, and direct to help their business. And then we're working with our clergy as well. This is not just a council project or just Dr. Malbert project. It is a citywide project in which we all have to work together with our police department, our code enforcement, our clergy, and our businesses so that we're all sending the same message to help our homeless and get them off the streets and graduate them into programs. We've all learned for history and years that just taking a drug addict or an alcoholic or a mental illness and placing them in a home isn't going to solve the problem. So we're looking at all the different resources, and our goals is to get volunteers. We have a Hope Fund we've set up for hygiene products and donations. We have a Reunite program. We're actually working one right now as we speak. We have a man and a son that we're hoping to reunite with family in San Diego. And by businesses and residents donating to this Hope Fund, we're able to send them home, and we make sure it's all lined up with the connection on the other end, etc. So there's a lot of different elements and support that we need and goals that we have with volunteers, businesses, and just really improving the quality of life in our community.
And if people wanted to get more involved or find out more information, where can they go?
Well, they can come to the city, but also they can come Monday nights, the first Monday of every month at 6:30 p.m. at the City Hall chamber, council chamber, and participate in a meeting. And then from there, we do training classes on how to go out and work with the census that we're currently doing, just how to volunteer and get involved. So every Monday at the City Hall.
If I could just add, we did a census of the homeless in Buena Park, and Virginia and I went out with a group at 4:30 in the morning one morning, and we were out there till about 8 in the morning, and we visited with the homeless neighbors, as we're choosing to call them, and their stories are different, each one, yet there are some similarities, but a lot of times we need to understand what their background is in order to find a program for them. And some of them, they didn't seem like they need to stay on the streets much longer. They sounded to me like with just a little bit of direction here or there, they could find a program that would help them get back to a productive life. And so that's part of my goal.
And I would just like to share about the relationship building. Bright Paths is going to be all about that. Starting with our council down to our code enforcement and our officers, we put a team together that's going to build relationship with the homeless to let them know that we do care and that we are sincere about helping them. And I think this is a different approach, and I think they're getting it. We had a success story of a 28-year veteran on the street, and we happened to catch him at a moment when he was ready. So he's entered into a program, and we're hopefully going to be able to follow the success of that. But it's just really important to build relationships, and we're not going to do it overnight, but we need to go out and continue with our officers to support, and they'll get to know them, who they are, where they're from, what they're about, and over time, hopefully we can help a lot of people.
The police department has been working directly with homeless on the streets and have assigned 2 officers to work with the public on this course. Corporal Bailey and Officer Montajo talks about their roles as liaisons for the city and the homeless. So Corporal Bailey, we know that you guys have a special role in the program, the Bright Paths program. Tell us about your role and liaison with the community.
Well, we are police officers with the Buena Park Police, and part of our primary responsibilities is to work with Bright Paths. So as members of the Bright Paths team, we try to meet people on the street that could use help and connect them to resources that we have available for them.
So what kind of people are you guys seeing out there?
Well, we're encountering men, women, and families that have all fallen on hard times. And we as police officers, it's hard for us to see that, and we try to find a way to help them. And I think that this program, the Bright Paths program, is a good avenue for us to reach out and help.
And oftentimes we do see many of these people on the streets with a sign saying, please give food, money. Is it recommended that we give them food or money, or is it not recommended? What do you suggest?
Well, we recommend that you make your donations to a reputable local charity to ensure that the donations go for a good cause and that they don't end up used for the wrong purposes.
So if people do see a homeless encampment in their neighborhood or around the area, should they contact the local police, or what should they do?
Yes, they should contact the Buena Park Police Department at 562-3 3901, and that will send us out to check and see if there's anything we can do or help the people with.
So who should people contact if they do see homeless encampments or if they do come across homeless individuals?
People can contact us, the homeless liaison officers, by calling the Buena Park Police Department at 562-3901. And then we can put them in touch with Bright Paths to assist them in resources or handle the issues.
For more information on the Bright Paths program or learn how to get involved, visit buenapark.com. That's it for this edition of Buena Park Today. A special thanks to Utilities Manager Mike Rizzo, Mayor Pro Tem Beth Swift, Councilmember Virginia Vaughn, and Officer Bailey. I'm your host, Kathy Beck. We'll see you next time. Before we go, there's a few activities we'd like you to know about. The Summer Programs is going on right now until August 5th. It's a free drop-in program for children ages 6 through 12. Arts and crafts, games, sports, special events, and much more. Visit buenapark.com or call 714-562-3860 for more information. Live music, dancing, and fun. The Summer Concert Series is back and will be held every Wednesday until August 24th. To find out more about it, call 714-562-3860. The Buena Park Civic Theater is bringing back Rydell High's senior class of 1959 in the musical performance of Grease, August 5th through 27th. For ticket information, visit buenapark.com or contact the Buena Park Community Center at 714-562-3860. Autumn Nights at the Plaza. The Buena Park Fine Arts Division and STS Productions presents Postmortem, the latest Broadway revival of Sherlock Holmes. This mystery thriller has delighted audiences nationwide. Contact the Buena Park Community Center for more information.